Hey, good morning. It's Friday, the 19th of February, and I wanted to take some time to do my morning journal. I am not quite finished with my morning routine. My normal morning routine consists of prayer, a little bit of the Bible, reading a chapter out of whatever the latest book is that I'm reading, and to do some exercise. And I commit to every day doing yoga, but I have been trying to do some cardio as well. So yesterday and today, I combined my cardio on the treadmill with my reading, and I did 2 miles on the treadmill while reading the last chapter of Smokey Norval's book, Take the Lid Off. And it's very thought-provoking for me. I don't know if it would be thought-provoking for everyone, because when, you're kind of deep in thought and, reading and trying to really think about how, the words that you're reading apply to your life. Like, oh, he's saying this. Yeah, this has happened to me, and I can think about it. So it's this whole it's very thought provoking. And even though I haven't done my yoga yet, I felt compelled to just stop and to do my video journal now. So I'm going to be a little random, and I'll probably be all over the place. There were some things that I thought about. So I don't want to talk specifically about what it said in the book, but just more about the type of things that it made me think about and remember. So one thing I should tell you is that I'm doing a lot of reading lately, and that is kind of out of character for me. I've never really been, some people are just voracious readers and they try to suck up as much intel as they can get. They just really, really love reading. And that has not been me. I mean, my love for reading is about the same as my love for running. um, I haven't loved it, and I do it when there's a reason. I don't normally just go and buy a bunch of books. It's usually a situation where somebody said, "Oh, I read this book. It's really good. You should read it." And so I'll read it, and I'll enjoy it. And if it was really good, and say it was like a trilogy or something, might be compelled to read the next one. But having a book in my hand all the time is just not really who I am. The same thing about just studying in general. I think that I have always been the type of person who is more practical than theoretical. There are some people that are just all about, well, the book says, the book says, the book says. And I tend to learn from doing and learn through my experiences, and to use books as like reference material. Like when I don't know something, but I know that there's something that I need to know. I want to be able to find a book and go look and get my little nugget that I need, and then go walk away. But I've never been one to really go deep in anything. And when it came to school, I think, I was an okay student in school, but I can remember, I went to school because that's what I was supposed to do. I was this kind of obedient kid who followed orders, and I did what was expected of me. So, you go to school as a kid, you get assigned homework, you do your homework, you try to do your best. But I never really had a vision to, oh, I want to be the best student, and I want to get straight A's, and so I need to know everything, or I need to be an expert and all this stuff. That just wasn't me. I was kind of just going through the motions, and um, following directions, and just being more obedient, and more and being dependable, right? Like you can depend on me to do the things that I was supposed to do. Um, and so, by the time I got out of high school, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this to be over. Like I've always been the type of person that it's kind of like, okay, there's this thing that I gotta do, and I'm just gonna do it. And there's an end point, and I'm trying to get there, and I want to get there as quickly as I can, get it over with, right? And then it's like, okay, what's next? So you get out of high school, and I do, what it is that I need to do to get out of high school. I actually graduated high school early. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to go to work and, work for like 9 months before I go to college. But college is next. And I didn't go to college because I'm just like, oh, I have this great dream for my life and what it is that I want to be. And, I've researched all these schools, and this is going to be the best school for me because it aligns with what it is that I want to do. And da 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 da. I was living life day by day. And, I just tackled one thing at a time, and I really didn't think about the future. And in fact, if somebody asked me a question, that question like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? It's the worst possible question for me. I'm like, I got no clue. I'm trying to get to tomorrow. I'm trying to get through today. And so that was me. And even, as an adult, when I got into my career and I made advancements, every day I was just dealing with that day. I wasn't necessarily, and I was trying to be the best in that day, but I wasn't necessarily had some aspirational plan, to get to new heights. I mean, it ended up happening. But I found myself like, man, I feel like I'm this accidental executive. I don't even know how I got here. Right. And then I became an entrepreneur, and it's like I'm kind of an accidental entrepreneur, but it's not like I really had any grand vision. I just did whatever it is that that came my way. And now I'm at a point in life where I feel kind of a pull to head in a direction. And I feel like for the first time, the first time in my life where it's real, that I have a vision for myself, kind of a dream of where I want to go. And it's really that I want to, how should I say this? You know that song, or maybe you know the song, there's a song, Just a Closer Walk with Thee. So, and I'm not going to sing it, but it's like, just a closer walk with me, granted, Jesus, if you please, or something, daily walking close to thee, let it be, or something like that. And so that's really what I want. And so I find myself, really enjoying waking up in the morning and praying every day. I really enjoy waking up and opening up my Bible app and looking for a good word, right? And sometimes it's just a verse. Sometimes I read like a whole chapter. Sometimes I read a whole book in the Bible. It just really depends on the day. But it's like, but I'm looking for something good out of there to warm my heart, where I can feel and embrace the Spirit of God in me, and that sets me on my path for the day. Like I told you before, I'm not an avid reader, but I have been reading every day. And I just finished, like I said, I just finished this book today. Before that, I think I read T.D. Jakes' Crushing, and before that, I read T.D. Jakes' another T.D. Jakes book. I don't know why I'm not remembering the name of the book. And then before that, I read another book, When Women Pray. And I've got now like a stack. I probably got like 10 other books that are just ready to go so that I can continue on this journey of trying to be closer to God, to really seek his face, and to really embrace the plans that he has for me. Like, I don't know exactly where I'm going to go, but I feel like I'm growing in grace. I feel like my faith is strengthened. I feel like my peace and my joy increases day by day. And it's 100% because of this pull that I have. I mean, I don't know how to describe it any better than that, as a pull. I really liked the chapter that I read yesterday, that it was about, talking about see it, say it, um, see it, say it, seek it, or something like that. And so I feel like I have always in my life believed in God, so I was like this baby Christian. So as a kid, I did have this blind faith and blind trust, and believed that God is love, and I need to be loving. I'm compelled to be loving, and if I'm loving, then God, everyone will see Christ living in me, and so they'll know we're Christians by our love, was like my theme song. But it was basic. Like, I can remember, I've got a friend of mine, like one of my very best friends. We've been friends since, I don't know, it was like 8 or 9 or 10. I don't even remember, because it was so long. It was so long ago. But we became friends because my dad was like, "Oh, you need to be her friend because she knows all the books of the Bible," and he was really impressed with that. And he's like, "You should know all the books of the Bible," which I memorized it at some point in time, but I didn't really see that as important. But I could remember having a debate with my friend where she was like, "Oh, you need to read the Bible. You need to read the Bible." And I was like, "No, reading is your thing. You read the Bible. I'm going to listen to gospel music because gospel music is just the Bible, to music." And when I listen to the songs, I am inspired, and they give me direction, and that's kind of all I need. And so, I'm 53 years old, and this is kind of all I have. That's been my mode. Gospel music has been my favorite. It's gotten me through. Whenever I, have stuff on my mind, I might, go for a long walk. I got my headphones in, and I'm just playing gospel music, and it just gives me motivation. And something weird has happened in the past few weeks. I've got these Bluetooth headphones, and something happened one day with my phone, and something wacky was going on with the Bluetooth on my phone, and so I disconnected these different devices from my phone, and then I was going to redo them because they weren't connecting, and now my phone will not connect to my Bluetooth headphones. So I can't listen. I mean, I can listen to music, but I can't listen to it the way that I did. And so I've found that I have substituted just the listening to the music with praying and reading the Bible and picking up these books and really educating myself more, arming myself with the Word of God in a much greater way than I ever have before. And I love it. And it doesn't require anybody but me and God. And I feel like I am answering a call in God's life. And as I read these books, it talks about, we as Christians have to exemplify God's love for us. Kind of like we have to be role models of how we're supposed to walk in His way, and we're supposed to do things in a way that leads other people to that. So as I become stronger in my faith, as I learn more and arm myself more in the Word, I am in a much better position to either give a good word to someone else or to allow somebody to see God in me and for them to see some inspiration or to get some inspiration by my walk, and it doesn't necessarily have to be me talking to them directly, but it's just something that they see in me as a representative of God's love. And so I want to that's what I want to be. I want to be that. I want to be the best that I can be for God. I mean, I truly believe that my life is better each and every day. I think it's easier each and every day. There's just, I mean, I can't, I'm not a big a great orator or anything like that, but I do want to say that the life I have and the things that I experience are proof positive that God is real and that God is the way, and kind of giving your life or placing your life in God's hands and letting God be in control. There's nothing better than that. I mean, it's so much easier than trying to figure everything out for yourself, right? Like, I don't need to be in control. I just want to submit myself to Him and trust that all is going to be well. And I think that I've done that over the years, but and I've gotten reward for that. I have so many different experiences where I don't know, there's something that's bad that's happening, some big problem that needs to be solved, and I got to do it, but I don't know how. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know how to solve the problem. But I make myself available to do it. And God just leads me and guides me. And it's like this push forward that He gives. And so that's the experience that I've had. And so I want to appreciate that, not to take advantage of it, but to know more, and to be in a better position to help other people get there, as well. Almost like, can I be a Christian coach? you know, can I be? I don't know. It may sound silly, but that's the kind of stuff that I was thinking about. So I'm enjoying really and truly seeking God and really knowing His Word. And I feel like it's so silly because I've never considered myself one of those people that wanted to like memorize Bible verses and stuff like that. But I almost think I want to be that person. Like I can see why that's really would be a good thing for me to be able to do. I don't necessarily know that I need to be able to say, 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 2 says this, but I do want to be able to say, when somebody talks about Lot, right? I want to understand what it is that Lot went through. When somebody talks about Daniel, I think it was Daniel in the lion's den, I want to understand what that is. You know, when they talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and the fiery furnace, I want to understand those things. And when I see somebody afraid of the fire, right, I want to be able to say, hey, you can go here. There's this story it gives you. Or when somebody is facing, is just unsure about the path forward, and, you know, just how to get through, or how to be, you know, how to be an example, how to live right. I want to be able to say, hey, go to Proverbs, that book of Proverbs, you should really study that, because it's a lot of wisdom in there. There's a lot of good stuff that you can glean from. I don't want to be a person that says, you know, do this and do that and do that, because I do believe if you go to the Bible, you know, you can open it up and God will speak to you. He will use that book, and he will present you with a word, the right word for you, and that will help you on your journey. I see that now, so I definitely want to grow in that regard. So I've been rambling for 20 minutes, and it's almost 7 o'clock in the morning. I got an 8 o'clock meeting, and I need to get to yoga, so I'm gonna go. Thanks for listening.